5 people have been arrested today for public violence in Alexandra, north of Johannesburg. Police, with the assistance of taxi associations in the township, have restored calm and order. Dudula Movement earlier today vowed to disrupt schooling in Alex. They adamant that undocumented foreign nationals must stop trading in Alexandra. For more on this story and to get the very latest, we now cross to our SABC senior news reporter Chriselda Lewis. Chriselda, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. And now a lot has been happening today. We know that there has been significant police presence there. But at the center of everybody's questions is, what is government saying about this latest incidence of violence?
In addition to that, Nachi, we also understand that there is also some crime intelligence that is on the ground to try and assess what the level of threat may be. We did see pockets of violence here in Alexandra this morning, but that has a lot simmered down this afternoon. The police presence exceptionally high at this stage. Police reinforcements had been brought in very early this morning, of course following threats that you alluded to, that there was going to be a total shutdown in Alexandra, including of schools, and threats that people would not be allowed to go to work. Indeed, we saw taxi drivers together with the police trying to clear the roads of rubble this morning, as well as some burning tires. As we tried to move to one particular area, you'd find when the fire is dozed off on the one side, that moved to another part. This is allegedly attributed to that Dudula movement. We've not seen any of the leaders of that movement on the ground here today. Some of the shops of the foreign nationals remain closed here in Alexandra. There are those who've braved the situation, hoping that the presence of the police will restore that kind of confidence that they will continue to be able to trade. The last figure that we got, as you correctly pointed out in that intro, 5 people arrested for public violence and incitement. Police said they've been working on those investigations to try to bring those who are responsible for this to book. And we're still at this particular point from yesterday's violence at the number of 4 people who've been injured in the unrest that we saw. We haven't really gotten any change in terms of if there have been any other instances that had led to injuries that had taken place. But I want to bring in now the MMC of Community Safety in the city of Johannesburg, David Tembe. He joins me now. Mr. Tembe, MMC, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks indeed for your time. You're in Alexandra this afternoon. What is your assessment, first of all, of the situation on the ground?
Right now it's a bit quiet, but we are not going to go away, because what we get from the community is that the foreigners might attack them during the night.
So that threat is still there, according to what you've gathered?
The threat is still there. That's why we are not going to go away.
MMC, I have to ask, you would be responsible for the safety of the community. I guess that's why you are here, is to ensure that members of this community feel safe. But that is not the case. People in Alexandra do not feel safe. They're not able to go out and buy their groceries. They're not able to get on taxis to go to work. And the gentleman who was speaking to you just now is a South African who was attacked in the unrest here in Alexandra. What do you have to say about that, and how are you going to stop this as the MMC in charge of community safety?
Yeah, if there was an attack, it must be reported to SAPS, and then they'll do the investigation. Us as Metro Police, we don't do the investigation. We deal with the issues as it happens.
But how can you assure MMC, the residents of Alexandra, that they're safe? You agree that there's an existing threat at the moment, that the shops of foreign nationals will be attacked. What will you say to the people of Alexandra? This is night 2, where clearly some of them say they will have to sleep with one eye opened.
No, we've got our Metro Police here, including SABC, public order policing, it's here. That's why they are not just ordinary police. These are trained to deal with public violence. So they will be here until it is safe to do work, or to work wherever they want to.
MMC, you'll forgive me, this has been going on for 2 weeks. Yes. It's been 2 weeks that the situation, unfortunately, the media only came here when it had spiraled out of control and there'd been people who had been injured yesterday. Did you not get any information about what was happening on the ground? This had happened for 2 weeks and nothing was done.
I was here yesterday, and I'm here today. And the chief of police has been here yesterday.
But it's been going on for 2 weeks, MMC. 2 weeks. You came yesterday.
Yes, I came yesterday. because the chief of police is here. So if the chief of police is here, he's a commander in charge of Johannesburg Metro Police. My job is to come here to give support and to ensure that the community is safe as a political head of public safety.
But they're not safe, MMC. As you stand here, you stand here, there are bodyguards that are surrounding you. These people of Alexandra don't have any bodyguards to surround them.
Yeah, but they're not bodyguards. These are Metro Police.
Well, you've got protection. More protection than the people of Alexandra. Apologies, you're correct to rectify me there. You may not have bodyguards, but you have Metro Police that are surrounding you, showing you their backs and protecting you. The people of Alexandra don't have any protection tonight. What can you say to the people of Alexandra?
These Metro Police are public order police. So they're here to protect the people of Alexandra. If you want to talk about, he's an inspector. He works here. He is the one who is in charge of the Nyala here. So they are here. Look at them. They are here. They are not here just to protect me. So you can't say they are here to protect me. These officers are here to protect the community. Whether you are a foreigner or you are a local, they are here to protect life, not individuals.
Have you spoken to other stakeholders, MMC, about what needs to be done in this situation? While your portfolio is to ensure that the community of Alexandra is safe, there are other stakeholders within your fold of those in charge who need to ensure that some of the issues that are problematic in Alexandra are addressed, or you're going to have a recurrence of this problem, where yesterday you had accusations of foreign nationals who were carrying bricks. I witnessed that. They say they're protecting themselves. South Africans also feeling aggrieved because seemingly government is not doing anything about the situation of undocumented foreign nationals operating here. No one is checking who's got an ID. It's a free-for-all. We're not taking sides, but the one side says this. We will highlight both sides. What are you doing, colleagues in other portfolios, to ensure that there's a semblance of normalcy in Alexandra? What is happening here is not normal, in addition to the social ills which are adding to those problems.
Yes, I understand that it is not normal, but we, as the police, we have to ensure that the people are safe, regardless whether you're a foreigner or not. That's what we're here for.
If I recall, MMC, you had been at the helm of the Johannesburg Metro Police Department. You come here today as the MMC, and I see you smile because I'm correct. You were at the helm of the JMPD. Your men in blue were responding to the very same situations, even as you've ascended to a different office as that of MMC. You are addressing the same problems. Is that not an embarrassment for the city of Johannesburg?
Yeah, it's not an embarrassment to the city of Johannesburg. During the era of Mayor Mashaba, we were dealing with the issue of undocumented people in the inner city or everywhere. So we're dealing with it. But somehow or other, we're told that was xenophobic. We were dealing with it. So nobody can come and say that we didn't deal with the issue of undocumented. We expect everybody to have the right documentation as a citizen, or if you come from Mozambique, you must have a passport. You must work here legally. If you work here illegally, you have to go back. That's the bottom line.
MMC, what can you say to the people of Alexandra tonight? It's day 2. It's about to get dark.
Yes.
Once it starts getting dark, there are pockets of violence like we saw last. What can you say to the people of Alexandra tonight to assure them that this is going to be resolved? This is day 2 of the violence. They're too scared to do anything. Fortunately, the presence of police, I must say, has added a sense of normalcy, but the underlying factors remain. We keep coming back to Alexandra for the same challenges, and you will keep coming back here to tell us the same thing over and over again. Are you not tired?
I'm tired. Let's close the borders. The bottom line is somebody who's is in charge of the borders. Let's close the borders.
Did you tell your colleague, the Minister of Home Affairs, to close the borders? You can't tell me and tell me on television.
No,
Did you tell the Minister of Home Affairs to close the borders?
Let's close the borders. Let's control the borders. We'll keep on arresting, and then they'll come back and all. This is a vicious circle. We don't expect JMPD to solve issues that are of national.
So your colleagues are not doing their job?
I never said so. I never said they're not doing their job. They are doing their job, but us, it's a vicious circle. We arrest them, the following day they're here. So that's what it is. And we've been told that we are xenophobic. When I was the chief of police, we arrested a lot of them. And the following day, they are there, they come back.
Are you saying, would you say that you're failing because you're not getting the support then? Are you failing to deal with the situation?
No. You're asking wrong question to a wrong person. We are only in charge of the city of Johannesburg. This is a South African problem that must be dealt with nationally. The issue of foreigners must be dealt with properly, nationally. You can't have somebody roaming around here without the proper documentation. So we arrested them, we're branded xenophobic.
Are you appealing to your colleagues in National then to deal with this situation, because it's a problem that's sitting on your hands now? You're in charge of community safety in a community that simply does not feel safe at all.
Unfortunately, we're only 3 months in power. I was the chief of police. I was branded xenophobic. Myself and Mr. Mashaba, who were told that was xenophobic. And we take the matter even to Parliament.
MMC, thank you very much indeed. Once at the helm of the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, David Tembe is now the MMC for community safety here in the city of Johannesburg, and certainly him indicating that they're trying to do as much as possible to ensure that the people of Alexandra are safe. As the MMC had been speaking to us, I think residents here feel that there's certainly a lot more that can be done to ensure that they're able to sleep well at night. Certainly the presence of police, the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, as well as the South African Police Service, the presence of them here, we've seen quite a lot of residents going about their daily business. But of course, there's that underlying fear that anything could happen at any given moment. Melissa, about a couple of hours ago, I think it was shortly after 1 o'clock, police did fire some stun grenades just to disperse some crowds that had gathered, and also to try and ensure that people are not gathering in large numbers, because you don't know what the threat may be. While some of the shops towards my left had opened earlier on today, there's still quite a number of them that have not opened here today, out of fear that there might be a resurgence of the violence that we saw yesterday. But an uneasy calm in Alexandra this afternoon here in Johannesburg.
Chriselda, thank you so much for that and that interview that you've just heard. Thank you so much for that, and I'm sure we'll be getting plenty of briefings from you a little bit later on. Frustrated MMC there, David Tembe, for community safety, telling Chriselda Lewis, our senior reporter, let them close the borders. Of course, Chriselda Lewis is coming to us live there from Alexandra in Johannesburg, where there were clashes between South Africans and foreign nationals earlier on today. But as you've seen, a large police contingent there now, and calm has been restored somewhat. So we hear from Chriselda